Welcome to the Intro to Inversions class. My name is Gab, and you are joining us here because you're wanting to learn how to get better and better at going upside down. Now, a mistake that I made in the beginning of my inversions journey and attending yoga classes and wanting to do handstands and learning how to go upside down was really rushing that process and not realizing that there is so much that we need to learn and so much that we're asking of our body, and there needs to be a gradual progression. So over the next couple of months, I'm going to guide you every Monday at 7 a.m. through a very specific series of drills every Monday that are going to help us get stronger and stronger and improve our balance, our strength, and our flexibility, while also increasing your range of motion and keeping you safe while practicing inversions. Because I wasn't given these proper tools, I've injured myself multiple times. I've also been in multiple motorcycle accidents. So I've had stress fractures in my hands. And the journey for me has taken a lot longer than it needs to take for you watching at home. The next thing that I'll say is that learning inversions is not just for the young and restless. The things that we're going to learn over this series is going to help you improve your balance. It's going to help you improve your posture, and it's going to improve your hand and wrist strength. So regardless of what stage of life you're in, you're going to get benefits from this class, especially the wrist warm-ups and the wrist strengthening exercises that we're going to learn over the next couple of months. So today's class is going to be very, very short. We're going to first start by doing a little test to see what your natural range of motion is. So many of my students have told me that they feel wrist pain after practicing yoga, and that a big reason why they stop practicing yoga is because of all the chaturangas, all the push-ups, and putting all that pressure on their hands has been very painful for their wrist. So at home, we're going to start today by testing to see what your natural end range motion is. And from there, determine what is the best hand position for you to have, and some practices and some things to keep in mind. So at home, I want you to take your hands. Now I want you to bring your forearms together and your wrists together. And I want you to open your palms and your hands all the way up. And I want you to see just how flat you can make your hands and how parallel you can make your hands compared to the ground. Now, for some people, this is very open. For me, I create this little Y situation. This is after years of stretching and movement and practicing. So that's to say that this is going to be different for every single person. And a big reason why you're experiencing wrist pain in your yoga classes is because your natural hand position is this, but you're forcing your hand to be in this perfect 90 position when you're doing push-ups, when you're exercising, when you're practicing asana. So a way that we're able to ensure that we can practice inversions and practice our asana and really even push-ups or any other pushing motion, anything that requires your wrist to be in this over exposed or hyper pressed state, this 90-degree state, is bending through the second row of knuckles. So this is my first row of knuckles. This is my second row of knuckles. What you're going to do is you're going to take your hands. Now I want you to just try this, to prove this to yourself, to see if this is true. I want you to take your hands flat, right? So for me, I can open about this wide. Now I want you to bend your fingers. And just notice how just bending your fingers has created more of that 90-degree position. So what this looks like in your yoga mat, let's pretend that this is the floor. This is my yoga mat. I'm going to press my hand, and I'm going to bend slightly from the second row of knuckles, right? So it looks something like this, right? Instead of a flat palm, I'm bending from that second row of knuckles because now I have more control. My fingers are engaging with the ground rather than just being flat on the floor. This is something that doesn't apply for everyone. For some people, and I've met people that actually prefer to have their fingers flat and they feel more engagement there. Most people that I found get more benefits from this little tiny bend of the fingers when they're pressing. Now, the second thing that we're going to do, when you bring your hands to the ground, is notice if your fingers tend to do this. When your index fingers are pointed towards each other, you're creating an internal rotation through your shoulder. And it might feel fine the first couple of times, but with enough time, that internal rotation is going to cause a lot of pressure and damage on your joints. So what we do instead is try to find external rotation by rotating your hands slightly and bring your index fingers pointed slightly away from each other, parallel or slightly away. And that's going to allow when you do push-ups, when you press, for this arm and your hand to be in a more anatomically neutral position on your body. Okay? So for today's class, the first drill that we're going to do is learn how to exert force from that bend on the second row of knuckles. So you're going to take your hands, you're going to come into Anjali Mudra, prayer hands. And I want you to bend from that second row of knuckles, right? So find a bend in all the fingers, including the pinky. And then once you find that, we're just going to press the fingers. Now notice if you're only pressing your index and middle finger, you want to press through all 4 fingers and the thumb. Okay, pressing through all 4 fingers. We're here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shake it. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing, right? Hands to prayer, bend through that second row of fingers, and then press. And again, you're pressing through the finger pads onto each other. And then from there, you want to press all 4 corners of your hand, the bottom of your wrist, the sides, the thumb. Try to get as much pressure into all parts of your hands. For 3, for 2, and 1. Release. Open and close the hands, shake it out. Do that one more time. Finger pads together. Bend through the second row of knuckles. Press the hands together, press the palms together. Keep pressing. You're pressing there. And maybe you go a little bit longer this time. Maybe we do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. So open and close the fist a few times, rotate. Now, the next drill that we're going to start with today is going to be exactly that. You're opening the hands, close the knuckles, make a fist, send the fist down. Okay, now we're going backwards. Open, finger pads, and extend. Close, fist, down. So take your time, right? Go at a pace that's comfortable. Maybe you start very slow, then you curl, then you come down, and then maybe you begin to speed that up a little bit, right? Keep going. So what are we doing here, right? We're strengthening the muscles in our hands. We're elongating the forearms, and we're contracting when we bring the fist down. My forearms are staying neutral next to my body. We're going to keep doing this. And as you do this, yogis, just notice, where do you feel this first? Do you feel this in your hands? Do you feel this in your forearms? Are there specific fingers that you feel this the most? And that's telling you something. Usually that means that these are areas of our body where we need to put a little bit more attention. And now we're going to end by seeing how fast can we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shake it. Okay. Our ability to be able to control our bodies and to do these inversions depend a lot on our capacity to exert force from our forearms and to be able to exert force in our fingertips. Because when we're balancing, we're using our hands as levers. So if I'm going too far forward, I'm pressing my fingertips to pull my body back. If I'm falling too far back, I'm pressing the back of my hand so I can move my body forward. So now today we're going to end by just stretching the forearms and stretching the fingertips, right? We've done a lot of drills, right? We've worked out a lot. The hands probably feel a little bit sore. So now my favorite, personal favorite way to stretch my forearms and my hands and prepare for asana is by extending my left hand forward. And you want to make sure that your thumb is pointing on the outside. Take your right hand, and we're going to come not onto the fingertips, but right onto the palm. As you press back, I'm going to keep your arm fully extended. I'm pressing my left fingers and my left hand forward, right? So I'm trying to find the camera here. So I'm trying to press forward with my hand as I'm pressing back. So it's the opposition of those forces that gives us that big active stretch for our hand and for our forearms. And for 3, for 2, and good job. Shake it out. And now we switch sides. So now we're going to do that on the right hand. Left hand coming onto the right. Again, I'm not holding the fingers. I'm coming onto the palm. And I'm going to press forward with the right. Keep pressing forward. There for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Shake it out. Okay. Last drill that we're going to do. You're going to bring your hands. So I'm going to bring my hand onto a surface. Okay. Once you're there, we're going to go one finger at a time. Keep the whole hand down. You just lift the pinky. Feel the stretch there, and then release. I'm going to do the same thing with the ring finger. Press, feel the stretch there, and release. Middle finger, pressing back, and then I'm going to release. We do that with the index finger as well. Press back, and release. You can do that with the thumb as well, and let it go. Good job. And now we switch sides. Right palm comes onto a flat surface. Start with the pinky. Press the pinky back. Release. Little ring finger, press that back. Release. Middle finger, we press it back. Release. Index finger, press it back. Release. Last one. Thumb, press back. And we release. All right, y'all, that's all for our inversions class today. Working on the strength of the hands and the forearms and preparing our body. We'll be doing preps like this for our next class. And the challenge for you is to just give this little sequence a try. So save this video, watch it again tomorrow, and just give yourself 5 minutes to take care of your hands. Our hands are extensions of our heart. So everything that we do with the world starts with our hands first. So send some love to your hands, take care of them, nurture them, and let me know in the comments below what that experience was like for you. I love you. Hope you have an excellent day, and we'll see you very soon. Ciao, ciao.